Mystic M. I'm back on the scene with a pocket full of grain. You know how I do. But anyway, I got a special guest right here. He is talented. He is a king. He stands tall. His name is KevLarQ. Welcome.
Thank you for telling me that I stand tall. I don't hear that very often.
That's an inside joke.
Oh man. Well, thank you for stopping by to talk to me.
Please tell everyone about yourself.
Wow, where do I start? There's a lot. A lot of different ways that I guess, define myself. But for the purposes here, yes, I am a performing artist. I've been doing theater acting now for, 15 years. Couple of short films. I'm a guitarist, vocalist. I've been with several different bands. I even have my own independently produced album back in 2008. Some people might be familiar with, called Love the World Through Me. I'm also a father. I'm also a brother. Member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. That's where the KevLarQ part comes from. And you know, I have a lot of, I guess, side abilities. For the last, I got 25 years sales marketing experience. I am a college graduate, honor student, but then had a, what do you call them, a paradigm shift. 1998, I was working for a bank in Delaware, and was making good money.
Right.
Lived in a gated community. Unhappy. And I didn't know why I was unhappy. But I prayed a prayer, you know what I mean, and said to God, listen, there's a hole, there's something missing in my life, and if you help me to fill it, then, you know, that's what I want. I want to be the best man that I can be. Which took me on a journey, a heck of a journey. Sometimes you gotta be broken and then rebuilt in life.
You have to
and
die.
That's, yes, you have to, especially when I told God, the prayer went, God, make me the man that you want me to be. I realized that I did not like working for corporate America. I was unhappy. And I didn't know why, but I would later find out. And it's all about purpose. It's all about doing what you love, getting paid to do what you love to do. You know what I mean? And that's ultimately what a lot of people, you know, are missing. You know, working a 9 to 5, going day to day to a job that you hate,
Right.
Because you got to pay some bills.
Absolutely.
So fortunately, for me, went through a very, very tough process, and I'm still going through it because life gets hard. There's ups and there's downs. I was living in Delaware, moved back to Baltimore, and got hooked on drugs, started using drugs. Used to be able to get a job whenever I wanted to, but couldn't hold down a job. Just all kinds of problems. And to be honest with you, I was humbled. Life kind of humbled me, and I had to take a different outlook on life.
Talk about your spiritual journey a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's an important aspect to finding yourself. The spiritual journey, connecting back to one, connecting back to the all. Some people call them God, some people call them Allah, but just connecting back to source. So you know, you can get on the journey that you're supposed to be on, like get on that path, that purpose path that you're supposed to be on. Can you please talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. Too important. I mean, if I did not imply that, this has all been, it's a spiritual journey, is what it is. And we're all on that, all searching for purpose. And what we're really searching for is God and who we are. We're trying to figure out, who am I? You know? And we cannot find out who we are until we connect with the source, the one that put us here. And I call him God. And I found my way to him through Christ, Jesus. And I consider myself a disciple of Christ. Not too much into religion. That's another part of the spiritual journey we could talk about, but maybe another time. I got to be honest, I'm just going to say this. I'm dissatisfied with the church, and many of you might agree with me. Church is not all bad, but there are some things that need to change in the church in order to draw people in instead of pushing people away. I will say this, during that process, I've been asked to leave a few churches. And that's not acceptable. No,
by no means.
By no means. But even without having a church to go to, my faith in God has always remained strong. He has always been with me. My faith, I will never leave you nor forsake you. I have held on to that because there have been some very, very dark times. I've even come to the point in my life where I even questioned God's existence and told him so.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, look, God, if I had to say, hey, God, if you're real, I need you to show up right now and prove it to me, because this is not the way my life was supposed to go.
Now, I definitely can relate to that. Like, because I definitely had that moment. I say, I can remember the pinpoint. It was 2008 where I had that moment.
Yeah.
And everything shifted for me. So, yeah, I can definitely relate to that.
I think that, I think it's important. And I think some people might think that, you know, questioning God is a bad thing, but it's not. I think God wants us to come to that place.
To ask.
He wants us to come to the place where it's like real. It's not just about, it's not a superficial thing. That's what happened. My faith went from the superficial to something that was deep down inside of me, and it changed my relationship. So it went from, you know, religion to relationship when he did show up and did prove himself to me. Just an interesting thing. I'm hooked on crack. I'm out, you know, doing my thing at the time. And I remember I was sitting on a bus stop, high as a kite, but wanting to be off. And I just remember that moment. I just remember a very, very strong voice, if you will, that told me in no uncertain term, go home. I was living in Baltimore at the time, which that's one of my other hometown. I'm a graduate of Coppin State University. Shout out to Coppin State University. Shout out to the mighty, devastating Delta Beta chapter of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. But I was in Baltimore, and I just said, go home. Go to Philadelphia. And I felt like if I did not listen to that voice, that either I was going to die or someone close to me would. And somehow I was on a bus the next day on my way to Philly, back home. And I went home, and it was sort of out of the frying pan into the fire, so to speak. Come from a large family. A lot of folk know the Jones boys from Winfield. I'm one of the Jones boys. And there were 9 of us in my family. 1 girl, 8 boys. But when I came home, you know, my house, my mom let me go back. So my mom passed when we were 13. All 9 of us, we had the same mother and father. My father worked for 38 years for the post office, and he's passed now. He passed in 2010. But he worked a lot, and so we pretty much raised ourselves without a mother in the house. You know, 8 boys, no mom in the house, Pop always working. You can imagine what kind of stuff was going on.
Y'all was wilding. Y'all was having fun.
You can imagine what was going on in that house. So I came home to that, and I was like, okay, God, I'm trying to change my life. Why would you take me out of a bad situation and put me in an even worse situation? But I realized something.
But you still had a home, though. At least you still had like a house. Like, even though mom was gone, yes, that's traumatic. But you still had dad.
Yeah.
And he was trying to do, I believe, he was trying to do his best because he was still working. He was still trying to maintain.
Big ups to Reggie Jones Sr., okay? My father might not have been the most nurturing father growing up, but we always had a roof over our head. We always had food on the table. In the wintertime, it was warm. That is how he showed his love, and he is well respected. May he rest in peace for that. Of course, just like any of us, he wasn't perfect. I'm not perfect.
Right.
My father was not the nurturing type of father. So
I don't
it's
think
important.
there are too many nurturing. There are some, but
I see him on TV all the time.
That's TV.
I see them on TV all the time, and I'm like, do real people like this exist?
I mean, my dad, I knew that he loved me, but he wasn't that, oh, come here, how you doing? Let me get a hug. No, he was the strong, stern type. You come in the door, hey dad, if you got some bad news, you scared to tell him type man.
And I believe, I may have been able to avoid some of the pitfalls in life had he passed down some of his knowledge to me. But that goes, that goes both ways. You know what I mean?
And you gotta think, like, even though he, I'm pretty sure he was grieving after your mom's death. After your mom's death. He, maybe working and maintaining was his way of just like coping with everything, right?
That's what he knew how to do, and that was his way of showing us that he loved us. You know what I mean? And different people have different love languages.
Absolutely.
But that was his way, and he did a good job of that. And when we needed him, needless to say, again, going back to 8 boys, there were times when we needed bail money. Pops always had the bail.
Wow. So you can never say out your mouth that he wasn't there.
If
Never.
you needed him, in the pinch, he was gonna give you a hard way to go. He was gonna tell you about yourself, and not to hear a lecture.
Right.
But then he was gonna look out, And so yeah, miss my pop, miss my mom too. Still. I grew up in Philadelphia, right here. I grew up in West Philadelphia, Winfield area. Went away to college, 17, and I thought in my life I needed that brotherhood, manhood, scholarship, perseverance, uplift, our 4 cardinal principles, men of like ideas coming together, college setting. It's all about education. It's all about lifting each other up, supporting one another, and even to this day, for the rest of my life, I have this fraternity to be proud of and to serve, and if ever I am in need, I know that I have thousands of brothers who are there and willing to help, and it's a beautiful thing.
You consider yourself an artist. I know you love acting.
Yes.
Could you talk about how did you get into this acting type thing?
Good question. All right, so I've been singing since I was a kid. My sister, we love when the family gets together. We like to talk about when we were kids, and my mom was still alive at the time, and there was a big gang of us. So we were our own music group. We were the Jones Children of Truth. Yeah, we had a group called the Jones Children of Truth. And I wish I could think of a song right now that we used to sing.
He
but
can sing.
but it began with singing. I realized my mom could sing. I didn't realize that I had a vocal talent too. To the point where, I was asked. First, it started, people asking me to sing, birthdays, funerals, weddings, stuff like that.
Right.
So I realized I had a gift there, and that's where it started. So as time went on, again, fast forwarding, I'm singing, I'm doing little small events, and people always say, hey, Kev, you should go in the recording studio. Your voice is really, really good. I really like your voice. And I got a lot of encouragement from people, especially my frat brothers too, because if anybody's ever been to a step show, there's a whole lot of singing going on. So I did a whole lot of singing for the frat at the step shows, and so I realized I had a gift to sing, but I did not know that I had the gift to act. Like I said, I went to graduated from Central High School, went to Coppin State University on a presidential scholarship because they had good what's the test? SAT scores. I had a wrestling scholarship, and I was in the honors program and stuff like that. So my path, I thought, was going, to work corporate America.
Right.
Get up, be a businessman, work my way up the corporate ladder.
Right. Excuse me, that's the brainwashed way.
The brainwash. Well, hey, but that's what we were taught, and it's a lot better than what some of our kids today are being taught. At least it got me on the path to getting a college degree, even though it might not have been the exact right path for me at considering where I am now.
Right.
I would never return back to corporate America. I couldn't do it. I could be an entrepreneur. I will always be an artist, but I couldn't go back to doing that. But that's just the path that I took, and fortunately, it actually helped me. So let me tell you the story of how I got into the acting.
Okay.
All right, so I know I can sing.
Yes, you
I
can.
don't yet know how to play guitar at this time, but let's fast forward to 2004. I had gone through treatment, a drug and alcohol treatment, and put my life back together. And I realized that the reason why God had sent me from where I was back home was sort of like Moses. If I can put it that way.
Let me say that. I know I want to hear your story, but I thank you for sharing that. You know why? Because a lot of people don't want to tell about their struggles. They don't want to say, oh, I was on drugs, or oh, I had an alcohol addiction, oh, I was going through this or going through that. But you're shining your light and you're letting people know, okay, my life ain't perfect, but I am a God. I'm still a king.
Yes.
So
never confuse what you do with who you are. Okay? And the one thing throughout is that you have to know who you are, and you can't let other people define you. Deep down within, while I was going through these struggles and dealing with the shame and the guilt, because that's what people don't want to talk about it. The guilt and the shame. You feel like, hey, I'm better than that, or you feel, and I did, feel those feelings. But it was something that I did. It didn't define who I was. I knew who I was, and I wanted to get back to who I was, and I wanted to be better. That was the whole thing. Remember, the prayer was, make me the best man that I can be. Unfortunately, I had to be broken, humbled, in order for him to put me back on the potter's wheel and reshape me and remake me. So all of that I went through, all of the addiction, all of the tough times, all of the struggles, lead me to, become who I am today. And Fast forward 2004. All right, I've been in treatment, back to work. I'm starting to put my life together, and my family, who was also experiencing the same, struggles with addiction and things in my father's household. This is before he passed, because he passed in 2010. So I got the chance to spend time with my father and more time with my brothers. It was very, very rough, very difficult, because I wanted to change my life.
Some people don't want you to change neither. When they see you trying to change,
exactly,
they're going to try to pull you down.
Well, yeah, because it kind of makes them look bad, because they're not ready to change. And they see you trying to change, you're like, it's like an indictment on them. I'm not indicting you, do you?
Right.
I'm going to do me, because this is where I'm at. You stay where you at right now. I'm not trying to make you feel bad because you're not where I'm at. But I was like, and I realized, it was sort of like, I realized that I had to do it first, because, again, I was the first, I'm the second born in my family of the 9. But I was the first to go to college. And when my younger brothers looked up to me quite a bit, when they were younger. And so I was sort of like a trailblazer in my family. And so this was another opportunity for me to trailblaze. So how do we get in this position right now where we're not in a good place? Can we get out? And I believe that we can get out. And I realized I'm gonna have to get out first and blaze the trail. And then, they did, eventually, many of them follow after me. And my family is doing much better today with regards to those, types of struggles. They say everything happens in life for a reason.
Absolutely.
I can point to a lot of those. I can point, to a lot of times in my life where that proved to be true. All right. Advertisement in the newspaper. It's a small advertisement, and it says looking for actors, singers, dancers for a theater production.
Okay.
Again, I knew I could sing, and I wanted to sing to bigger audiences. I wanted to see if I was good enough to be a recording artist, as many people had told me that I should be at the time. And I went to this audition thinking that, I was just going to be a singer. Maybe, like a backup singer, while someone else did the acting. I did not go there to audition to be an actor, but the director asked me to read for him. And I said, okay, sure. And I read for him. They gave me a couple of lines, and I went back, studied them, came back out, boom, performed them. And they liked that. I wound up getting a lead role, my first ever audition.
Then you was like, oh, shucky ducky now.
But it doesn't stop there. I played the devil, so to speak. The enemy of the person who's the main character there. So as rehearsal is going along, this is how I realized that this is where I should be. Went there just as a singer, got a lead role, the secondary lead role in the entire play. As we're going through rehearsal, the director comes up to me. He shows me these lyrics. He says, "Hey Kevin, this is the theme song for your character." It's a song he had written called "Your Soul Is Mine." That's the name of the song, "Your Soul Is Mine." But he said, I don't have any music for it. I just got lyrics right here. You know what I mean? I'm going to get somebody to come and, put this to music, and then we're going to teach it to you. We'll start on that next week or whatever. Right. So he gave me the lyrics. I looked at the lyrics, and he had a band there, a live band. And I started singing them. I just started singing. Goes and sits down. Keyboard is sat down. Guitar is sat down. And they jump right in there with me.
Wow.
And boom, just like that. Instead of having to go out and get someone to help them to do the music for the theme song of the whole play, I just did it right then and there on the spot.
So how did that feel at that moment? Did you feel like, oh my God, this was good? Like,
Well, as you might imagine, yeah. I mean, I was just doing, I was having a good time because this was something new for me, something that I had never done. And, you know, when you do something new, you just kind of go into it with a lot of enthusiasm. So it was like, whatever you don't need me to do, I'll do.
Right.
And so I wound up co-writing the theme song. Didn't stop there. This is, I know I was an artist. Did. So not only did I get a lead role, I helped write the theme song, and I did, what do you call it, set. I helped create the set. That's when I realized this might be something I can make a career out of. Maybe this is something that I can do with the rest of my life that I would enjoy. Numerous plays, some short film. Not much on film. I'd like to do that more. I played for bands. I learned taught myself how to play guitar. Good enough to play in a band. And that's what my main focus has been now. Of course, it doesn't pay a lot of money.
Right.
I've had to work to make sure bills get paid sometimes. And because I think I did not pursue my career to the level of superstardom, I did not want that superstar. I think I could have, you know, a lot of people think that I really had enough talent where I could be
Absolutely.
household name. But I started looking at Michael Jackson, people like that, and at the time I think, what's the name, Britney Spears, and folk like that, and how there's always that scrutiny, always criticism, you know, of everything that you do. Haters.
But see, the thing about that is, everyday people go through the same thing. It's just that that's on a different level. You get to see it on media, social media or whatever. But that's everyday thing. You always gonna have a hater. You're always gonna have somebody saying, "Oh, you should live your life like this or like that." I mean, that's.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's just say I'm sensitive.
You're sensitive.
I'm sensitive. And I also just say I was a recovering addict. Needless to say, you get caught up. A lot of folk get caught up in how the Hollywood lifestyle and that mentality, and I didn't want to get caught up in the party life. I kind of was afraid that I might get caught up in that part and kill myself.
Right. Because you a little wild. This boy a little wild.
I'd be the one. Fortunately, I've been able to act and do what I do lots of times without having to audition, because I made from the very first performance that I've ever done, I've always gotten a lot of praise and acclaim. People said I was a natural actor, even in the first. Did you see that film? Rick Watson. He's in previous video. I gotta go back and listen to it. I've worked with Rick many times. If I have a mentor in that business, it would be Rick.
He's a beautiful man.
Yeah, he's that's my man. Rick wants to talk about this. The first play I did with him, I played brothers. One was the solid, the you know, what do you call it, the patriarch of the family, so to speak. The name of the play was What's Wrong with My Family. So I'm gonna give him a shout out too. What's Wrong with My Family, and I played brothers. One brother was solid, you know, family man, took care of his family, and then the other was a crackhead.
Oh.
I had a little experience with that, so I knew how to do that role, and
so
I played both. I
you
played brothers.
So
yeah,
they were twins. Oh.
They were twins.
Cool.
One was up, one was down.
Wait, how was that? Was that like confusing? Like,
no, it was fun.
Because you're a little crazy anyway.
It was fun. That's all it is. Everything, life is a challenge, and you know, and that's what it was. He's, you know, and just I just enjoyed it. You know, I've been an actor all my life. I didn't know it. I remember when I was young. Just you go back, and sometimes you can realize where your life kind of developed. But when I was young, I used to take the cartoons, the Sunday comics, and I would cut them. I would read the comics. Then I would cut out the comics, cut figures, and cut them up with scissors and make my own little scenes.
Oh.
With the pictures that I took off.
Some producing skills right there.
Right? I don't know why I did that, but that was just something that I enjoyed to do. I also remember when I was young, I had asked my mom for Christmas for a ventriloquist doll.
And she said, boy, I ain't spending my money on that.
She got it.
Oh, she got it?
Yes, she did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you know how some black moms are. They'll be like, I ain't got no money for that. We got to pay these bills.
Well, it was for my birthday or Christmas
okay,
or one. It was a special occasion. Big family, we didn't get a lot of gifts. You didn't get stuff just because you asked.
Oh, okay.
That didn't work like that. But she did get it. The point is, and that I learned ventriloquism at a young age, and I had this doll. Eventually, the doll broke, and I let, you know, like most kids, chucked it.
Right.
Mom, yeah.
You didn't get another one.
I didn't get another one. Later on, I asked for a guitar. I'm 11, 12. Mom bought me a guitar. As soon as the bottom E string broke, there goes guitar. Stopped playing the guitar. Now, I'm acting and playing guitar again, but 30 years later.
You know, that's crazy. The stuff that we was into when we was real little, like around 8, 9, 10, that's the stuff that's really in our heart.
That was the point. Yep, exactly. If someone had kind of developed me or pushed me that, like maybe I might have went to performing arts. Arts, which is a very good school out here. Instead, I went to Central High School, which is also a very good school. Shout out to class 243, class in 1984 at Central, and that was the college prep school. So go to Central, go to college, and I'm glad that I did that. Never feel too old. Never feel like it's too late. Don't stay there. We all deserve to be happy and fulfilled. And sometimes you got to make some changes. And it might be a little fearful. It might be a little scary. Change is always going to be hard. But I guarantee you that if you go through, you will enjoy the rewards afterwards. And you know, life is still difficult. I'm not wealthy by any means. Happiness comes from within. It's not about circumstances, but it comes from within. And I'm proud of the work that I have done, and looking forward to doing more.
Do you want to leave a legacy for your children and grandchildren?
No, I don't.
No, look, I'm asking the question because, look,
no.
Some people are simple-minded. They don't think like that. Like, they'll be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But
no, legacy is important, especially when you get to like my age. If I could be honest with you, I've probably lived the majority of my life already. The rest of it is going to be short.
You got some good years, and you still got good.
I might got another good 50 in there. I don't know. But being on a downhill slope, as they say, it becomes important for you to think about what you're going to leave behind when you leave this plane of existence. And so that is very important to me. Like I said, at least I have an album to my credit. I would like also to...
Tell everybody the name of your album again.
Okay, the name of the album is Love the World Through Me. It needs to be remastered, and I will make that available. When that is available, you will love it, I promise you. I've always had a dream.
Shout out to Denzel. What's up?
Shout out to Denzel. Since I knew I wanted to be an actor, performing with Denzel Washington. One movie, just one. I don't need, one movie with Denzel, who, by the way, has the same birthday. He and I were both born on December 28th.
Not the same year, right?
Not the same year.
Oh, okay.
He is a little bit older than me, but we had the same birthday, and he's one of my favorite actors of all time. Became even more my favorite when I found out we had the same birthday, because obviously, if I ever see him, what's the first thing I'm going to tell him?
That's how I feel about
we got the same birthday. Yeah. So, but I haven't made a full-length feature film with a lead role. I would like to do that. That would be an excellent. And a business, I'm still working on establishing a brand for me that will be my legacy. And we're still working on that. Let's just say that. We're still working on that. It's a work in progress. And as I continue to work and move towards that, I'm sure that I will achieve that. And I expect to leave a lasting legacy for future generations.
Okay. Do you have anything that you would like to say to some black men out here that don't know that they are kings, haven't found their purpose, and they haven't found or come in touch with the God within?
Yeah. Well, that's probably the most important thing that you can do. At first, as a young man, made me arrogant, thinking I was better than everybody else. I was nice enough, but humility is what changed my life. Again, going through the process of addiction, where all of a sudden now I'm not the man.
Right.
I'm a crackhead, so to speak. But I had to go through that process to be humble, to get a different perspective on life. Service to others is the most important thing. Living your life, no one has ever done anything great for themselves. People become great because of what they do for others.
Absolutely.
That's what makes you great. How did you make other people's lives better? I was offered another role in a play called Awoke. It's a musical play by RunBoyProductions. Shout out to RunBoyProductions and Mr. Alan Clark and all of the cast of Awoke. We were supposed to be performing this thing. However, things got shut down, so we're looking to do something different. So we're going into the studio, we're going to record the music for the musical, and we may do some pop-up or some sort of virtual production of the play. I know, it's not quite the same. This Corona
thing is just messing everything up, like.
But I'm glad to be offered the role, and I'm going to do the best that I can. And for them, I was also cast as a father in another short film. I don't have all the details yet. I'll probably need to check my email and see what's going on. But again, God bless me. I have not auditioned. I've been in many roles. I have not auditioned for me. I went to that first audition. I auditioned with Rick one time. Since then, I've been able to get work. And these directors come to me. So it's not a gospel play at all. It was a play. And I'm going to call it a production. It was basically it took place on the Philadelphia subway. Each stop was a, show.
Cool.
Every time the train pulls into a stop, we start a new act. That's what it was. So there were maybe 15 or 16 different acts, depending on how many stops there are on the subway. And we perform either in spoken word, sometimes prose, sometimes there were many people, and then sometimes there were, soliloquies of just one person and we dealt with a lot of things. We dealt with obviously alcoholism, drug addiction.
Mm-hmm.
We had the ratchet girls. They were the big fun part. Young kids and sometimes how they seem to be lost without direction.
Right.
And we dealt with same-sex marriage. We dealt with veterans. Veterans of wars coming back, and then when they come back, not being served by the community or by the government who they fought for. Things like that.
Wow.
And we ran for 3 years. We won a couple of awards for that.
Ooh.
It was very, very good.
Yo, this guy's amazing. I look to see you doing some great things.
Thank you.
And
I will try. Just for you.
No.
Just for you, Michigan. I'm gonna do some great things.
No, I don't want to hear try. You will.
I will. That's how we talk too. We don't try nothing. We do. All right.
Yep. So
We don't try nothing. Instagram. So
there you
Kev _the DA _Q. Kev _the _Q. You can reach me there. Of course, can be found on Facebook. And do also have a YouTube channel under the name Kevin Jones. We will be posting some musical performances right here in my humble abode coming up soon. I'm just gonna, just some quiet, intimate music.
Wow.
Me, the guitar, and you.
That sounds
And I
good.
hope you enjoy it.
Yo, I got something coming up too.
What you got?
I haven't quite found the actor for my husband in this skit thing I'm going to be doing, hopefully everything pans out. But I'm working on something directed towards the black woman and man and relationships, dealing with everyday relationship issues. So hopefully by September, everything will be up and running with that on my YouTube channel as well.
Good. Good luck with that. If I can help, I got you. I have to play. I'm too young to be looking up.
Yeah, you're too fine.
Much too young.
You're too young, too fine. Well, my shirt was just off, but you turned around, you were a gentleman.
Oh man. Does that look better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
You're so short.
And I'm sitting. Well, your chair is actually higher than mine.
You want my chair?
No. No, actually, this one is higher. It's a little bit higher. You need to sit up straight. That's all.
Smell drinking on the job.
I didn't know it was working.
Oh, you ain't working? You sweating?
Right now?
You sweating like you working? So, yeah, this is a test run. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Are we on?
Yep, it's blinking. See?
Is it blinking?
Yep.
Okay. I've got glasses on and my eyesight is. I need a new prescription. I do. So I can see, but not that well, even with glasses on. Okay. I'm ready.
Yo, welcome back. It's been a long time. You know that this coronavirus crap, man, this shit been crazy. But we back on the scene, and I got my boy Kevin here, but he goes by KevLarQ. What's up, Kev?
What's up? Good to see you, Mystic M. Yes. And KevLarQ. You know what KevLarQ is?
No, tell me. Do explain to everyone.
All right. So, I was born with the name Kevin, but I chose the name KevLarQ for myself because Kevlar is what they make bulletproof vests from.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that.
Exactly. And so a lot of people have taken a lot of shots at me, and I'm still here.
Yeah, and the boy is, he got a body
Still
like...
here. So,
And
yeah.
you don't mind telling everybody how old you are, do you?
No, I don't mind.
This boy, his body is like a young boy, and he is
53.
53. Yo, you should see
Holding
his
it
body.
down. Holding it down.
Well, if you go to his page, his Instagram page, you'll see. What's your Instagram handle?
What is my Instagram handle? Juice. The cute.
Yeah, he got that
Juice.
juice.
Yeah.
I know.
It's